Graph the solution set of negative 27 is greater than 8t minus 3, and then express it in interval notation. Now in this inequality, we have t as a variable instead of x, but it doesn't matter what the variable is, we're still going to go through the process the same way, graph it the same way, and write it in interval notation the same way. So the inequality we have is negative 27 is greater than 8t minus 3, and our goal is still to get the variable alone. So if we want to isolate the t, we need to get rid of that 3 by adding 3 to both sides, because the 3 is originally being subtracted. If we add 3 to both sides, on the left, negative 27 plus 3 is negative 24. And then on the right, we're left with 8t. And then, so we have negative 24 is greater than 8t. And then to get t alone, we divide both sides by 8. Negative 24 divided by 8 is negative 3. And that is greater than 8t divided by 8 is just t. So we have negative 3 is greater than t. And this is a fine answer, but I find that students sometimes struggle with graphing the solution to an inequality if the variable is on the right-hand side. Because this is technically negative 3 is greater than t, which means negative 3 is the larger thing and t is the smaller thing. So we're looking for numbers that are smaller than negative 3. Students struggle with this, and so oftentimes students want to switch the sides, putting the t on the left and the negative 3 on the right. But remember, the rule said that if we switch the two sides of an inequality, we have to flip the inequality sign. Right? Here's that rule again, and it says when we switch the two sides of an inequality, we have to flip the inequality sign. And so if we switch the negative 3 and the t and move them to the opposite sides, we have to flip the inequality sign, and this becomes t is less than negative 3. And now we're ready to graph. So we're going to make a number line that includes negative 3. And if we look at negative 3 itself, we're going to need an open circle, because t is strictly less than negative 3. It's not allowed to be equal to negative 3. And because it's less than negative 3, we need to shade to the left, because that's where the smaller numbers go. And once we've done that, we're able to move on to interval notation. The interval notation for this is going to be parenthesis, negative infinity, comma, negative 3, parenthesis. And so that ends up being our solution.